Hey guys, how's it going? Maris here. Today I have another video, and it's going to be my last video regarding the Billy Mitchell cheating dispute in video games. The reason for this sudden video is that Guinness World Records dropped a video on YouTube with comments and ratings disabled in which Billy Mitchell and Walter Day speak in defense and have their records reinstated. Let's view and break down this uncommentable video Guinness shared with the world in a CinemaSins-like format.
Billy Mitchell has made various appearances in the Guinness World Records books.
First up, Craig, you're 47 years old and the editor of Guinness. Congratulations, but you didn't provide any of the research nor proof of the contact of the original adjudicator to even make that decision, let alone fall short by locking the entire video down from questions. Do you think we forgot Walter Day has worked for Guinness and has had personal involvements with them, leading up to a documented 2017? A simple LinkedIn and Wikipedia search is easy, although later in the video Walter claims to have worked for Guinness for 40 years.
Since the 1980s. But in 2018, some questions were raised about the technical aspects of his gameplay, and we therefore took the decision to disqualify his records. Mitchell then appealed that decision, and we subsequently reopened his case and re-examined the evidence.
What evidence, and furthermore, what appeal? You've stated in documentation in an article that Billy Mitchell's run isn't valid by the original adjudicators, which at the time was Twin Galaxies. Ignoring all the evidence gathered by community members of Twin Galaxies, but showing none of the content you brought to light, means nothing but shame for the entire organization of Guinness World Records.
This involved reviewing both the existing evidence and newly sourced eyewitness testimony, plus some new expert gameplay analyses and hardware verification.
Hold on. Eyewitness accounts and expert gamers who came up with proof. So make it this straight. If I ask my 60-year-old father to go to you and pretend and rave up and down that he was at the event with no background check at all and say he was in FunSpot Arcade all those years ago and seen the gameplay, that's proof. Who are these expert gamers that reviewed this score? They must have said it was MAME almost immediately with all the evidence pointed that way. Jace Hall, the owner of Twin Galaxies himself, sat down, bought a bunch of converters, tried everything he could, and confirmed that no matter what converter Jace had used himself, it couldn't produce the same tape Mitchell originally sent in, which was shown at Big Bang 2010, with MAME transitions.
In the end, we found that there just wasn't sufficient evidence to support the disqualification across the board. In cases such as this, where there is debate, we would typically defer to the original contemporaneous adjudication, and this is the case here.
The original adjudicators were Twin Galaxies, which was controlled by Walter Day, whom of which, after he sold Twin Galaxies, was directly associated with Guinness. Someone in Guinness that isn't Walter made a huge mistake with this video, as it shows not only how inaccurate a record can be to pass Guinness, but the social connections within can be abused, just like Todd Rogers' coffee stand excuse and entering his own scores was protected time and time again by Walter Day himself. If such a serious database, which can give a person notoriety and network, is easily controlled and with it can be abused, then Craig just supported its internal corruption all the more, including when it came to locking this video down and ignoring the debate. You want to know what that's defined as, Craig? Supporting collusion. Look it up.
So the result is that the records management team has decided,
and I have decided unanimously, to skip this collusion talk because it's a bunch of bullshit spewing from your mouth.
Billy Mitchell, Video Game Player of the Century. I'm here today to celebrate Guinness World Records' unanimous decision to reinstate all of my world records from 1982 to present day.
Because you legally threatened them with a law firm and used a previous employee's ties, being Walter Day, against them. I also want to take this time and state that when I contacted the International Video Game Hall of Fame that he rants about and asked why Billy Mitchell is still up, the manager of the Hall of Fame was extremely biased and angry with me, but it tells me that the control that Walter has is more than just friendship with Billy.
To put it into historical perspective, esports began in 1982.
That's debatable. Unofficially, esports gaming probably started back in the Stone Age with rocks and caveman, out of boredom with having nothing to do. Or probably some dudes playing with a cathode ray tube amusement device. Basically early Pong. I could imagine all the engineers gathering every couple of days to challenge one another.
Career began. At that event, I had the good fortune of setting a world record on Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong's first kill screen in history. It was an awesome time and a passion that ignited a spirit within me that would forever put me on a journey to be the best. It brought me to Guinness World Records. At Guinness World Records, that spirit, that passion to want to be the best, took me throughout North America, took me to Europe, took me to Asia, where in 1999, after having performed history's first perfect Pac-Man, on stage at the Tokyo Game Show in front of 70,000 people, Masaya Nakamura presented me the Video Game Player of the Century Award. That has to be the climactic point in my illustrious gaming career.
I feel like the way that Billy Mitchell was wording this was just very misleading. You didn't do the score at the Tokyo Game Show. You keep quoting big things to cover your bases. Just stop. Your score happened at Fun Spot, New Hampshire, and you were celebrated right there on the spot in front of, as you say, 70,000 people. You didn't play from start to finish in front of 70,000 people like you're trying to twist the context here in front of the entire Tokyo Game Show.
If I have achieved all that I could in the gaming world, I need to now push and advocate for competitive gaming, the players, the notoriety, the recognition, and all that they deserve. And that was my passion.
Granted, you did Twitch stream many times trying to beat your score, and you eventually did live, but you never advocated many other competitors. In fact, many of them were ignored on camera on purpose by you and Walter and everyone else. In private conversations, especially ones being like at Walter Day's birthday party, I heard some people who went to his birthday party that you called all these game analysts, people like myself, Apollo Legend, other people who question your scores, a bunch of losers, in other words that I can't even say on YouTube.
Unfortunately, in 2018, I became the subject of false allegations. And I just shook my head as to how this would happen.
Why are you looking to the left in this shot?
And I didn't shake my head long. My support system simply wouldn't.
You mean
let
like
me.
this case is on life
Hi.
support? Oh,
My name is
Hi,
Walter
Walter.
Day. I'm the founder of Twin Galaxies.
Walter, when did you downgrade to living inside the back of a Pizza Hut? Like, how did you think this was professional to record a video for Guinness World Records, surrounded by that mess? Are you not going to discuss the missing record tapes that Patrick Patterson and the other referees did not return to you that are forever missing and some not even put into the database?
Well, over the years, a lot of things that got submitted to them that I'm absolutely certain were real true scores recently had been in doubt. Guinness World Records did their own new research to try and confirm whether or not these old scores were indeed worthy of being reinstated into their database, and they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell, based on the evidence and based on my testimony, they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell's world records that were removed from their database have now been reinstated. So I'm very pleased to see this happen.
So let me get this straight. Your testimony, which is irrelevant, I might add, plus new research that isn't disclosed to the public because you work for Guinness, and here you are pulling the MAME defense again? Like, have you actually gone fucking mental, Walter?
And I had faith that it would come out this way because all of those people who were part of the old days, who played the old games and saw Billy Mitchell play, they knew.
Hold the fuck on. Just stop the video. Pause. Fucking pause. See this word gamer on your shirt? Let's just remove that, okay? Let me Photoshop that away. Yeah. Okay,
He was completely
continue.
capable of getting these records, and he also knew that there was no MAME being available to be played on back in the old golden age. I'm honored to be a part of this process and also be amazed at how wonderful the classic gaming world has become. And I know how everybody's going to really embrace this situation because they know that Billy Mitchell is a tremendous player and that his scores were genuine.
The look on your face says it all. No one is going to embrace this happily at all. Why is the record done in fucking 1999 at Fun Spot with no proof?
Everything will be transparent. Everything will be available. I wish I had it in my hands right now. I wish I could hand it to you.
So important for the both of you to defend that you would make the head editor of Guinness, who most likely has no knowledge of video games or the inner workings of them in the first place, look like a total buffoon backpedaling, and in the process have him get on camera and internationally make himself a fool in the first place. How much money did you pay Craig to do this? I really want to know. I don't see someone with pride in keeping an international world record secure going on camera with the video on full lockdown unlike all the others and backpedaling his own words just because Walter Day says fucking do it.
They said never surrender. We began historically putting together everything that was history. We gathered it all up. And while we were doing that, I began playing, wondering, Am I that good? Could I recreate that same skill level that I had for so many years?
At the moment, I am completely done with viewing this clip that Guinness World Records has put out, but there are a few things that I want to discuss here and get off my chest. Walter Day has a huge issue with the integrity of gaming by always pulling the take my word for it card, the vouching card. He last pulled this with Isaiah Johnson in the TG dispute when we clearly caught him cheating and leeching the final boss of Contra 3. Walter pulled the exact card of vouching just for him. Just because you found it, Twin Galaxies, doesn't mean your word is proof. Words aren't proof. Actions and documentations are. I myself could very well say I think strawberries taste awful, when I actually think they taste great. Oh, just take my word for it, I'm Maris Memes. If that's what Craig and Guinness are throwing their records back up for, then fuck Guinness World Records for putting bullcrap records back up. We, the entire gaming community, not the video game hall of bullshit, Namco, or any other TG associate, needs to be shown conclusive proof of the following. How was this appeal investigated with your new research? What are the names of the eyewitness accounts? Are the eyewitnesses friends of Walter or Billy? What is this newfound evidence? Who had the final say on this appeal? If you can't come up with any of this, absolutely no one will ever acknowledge this decision, and you would ultimately be hurting yourselves for the backpedal in the first place. As someone who's known Apollo for some time, I will say that this lawsuit is more dangerous than he thinks it is. And that is something that I've known for some time once Billy started handing out lawsuits like candy. You as a viewer might just blurt out, Maris, you're an idiot. Apollo Legend is factually correct. All the stuff and points he made is meme. Billy's recording it is bullcrap. But hear me out first. Yeah, that girder finger is 100% solid proof that it is meme. And Apollo, Zelna, TG, and the entire gaming community agrees and have factually proven together that the run was done on MAME and therefore is not a valid run due to the adjudication process. However, I'll say this as blunt as I can. Courts are corrupt. The judges, be it a municipal township court, to a federal court, to a superior court, all of them are run on greed and privileges. If you have no social connections or money, you're pretty much guilty and screwed. If we're talking serious legal chances here, I have said this a long while back, Apollo Legend and to all the others Billy dropped a lawsuit on, there is a 51% chance at the very minimum least that Billy may actually legally win this case by corruption of our justice system alone. I'd say personally it's closer to 62.5% that his case will win, which sucks because it is MAME and Guinness is backpedaling their own words. But you have to remember, this is Guinness. Getting Guinness's approval a few weeks from the court date is a pretty strong defense in itself.
These old scores were indeed worthy of being reinstated into their database, and they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell, based on the evidence and based on my testimony, they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell's world records that were removed from their database have now been reinstated. So I'm very pleased to see this happen.
I want to leave this last video message to anyone that has been following this entire thing since 2018. I have to tell you all right now that Apollo really can't say anything at all. I have personal experience of internships with the law and a few years of law experience in general. I can tell you right now that it's not wise for a public figure or a vlogger to run their mouth or open GoFundMes without seeking help from the Bar Association or a law firm for counsel. But if you really want to help Apollo out, here's what you need to do, okay? What you're going to do, and this is in no way a hate campaign, okay? I'm going to be clear about that. I don't support that shit. You're going to go to Craig Glenday's Twitter. He's the head editor, which his Twitter is down below in my description. Tweet the following quote, okay? Where is our collusion evidence from Walter? ? It's right there in text. Type it out. Tweet it to him. I firmly request that Craig not to be harassed in any manner at all. I respect that my viewers not go above and beyond themselves to do anything like that. I hope you don't. I just don't. Okay? A few months back, I left Apollo Legends Discord server. I had a couple of reasons, but I mainly, it was the risk that Billy might go after any other YouTubers associated. And to avoid this entirely, I distanced myself to take care of formal personal matters regarding my own false allegation in Photoshop chats and a bunch of shenanigans that I had nothing to even fucking do with. Especially when I have a not safe for work channel. A bunch of other stuff, but this is to Apollo. To his editors, to the folks in his Discord. Best of luck. I've had fun in that Discord server, but this is my last video regarding the Billy Mitchell dispute and everything about it. This is my last one. I will still cover and, look around on Twin Galaxies. It's still an interesting thing to watch it unfold. It's like, it's basically the best live-action shit show or drama that I could watch unfold. However, again, I have goals that I want to pursue, and sadly that doesn't involve these matters anymore, and I wish you all the best, and thank you. And please, don't forget, tweet to Craig, okay? Don't harass him. Just say, where is our collusion evidence from Walter? We need that collusion evidence, okay? This will annoy them to the point of finally breaking down. But you gotta remember, if Apollo says anything, it makes his case worse, so don't let him speak. Well, he can speak if he wants, but I don't recommend it from a law perspective at all. Courts are corrupt as shit. I'm just gonna say that now.